All right, this is, I'm hoping, the final video of getting this poulan 22-inch running. Let me turn this radio down. Hang on a second. In between the videos, I went ahead and installed a new engine brake cable. It doesn't really fit this model, so I had to improvise and take up some slack because it was too long. And sometimes you can adjust for the length by loosening that end right there and loosening that end, but that wouldn't have been enough. This thing is brand new, and you know, it's not designed for this mower, so it was too long. But what you can do is modify that with something to take up some space. So I'm using a little washer right there and one knot. And I'm going to push this bail down. I want you to watch the switch here. See, that works great. And I've got the spring back on there, the heavy duty spring. And when I let go, that engine brake will go on and the spark is gone because of that little switch right there working, and it'll kill the mower. That combined with the brake. So that should work. And so now we're going to put the tank on here. I've already gotten the string off of that crankshaft that I showed you earlier. That's not good to leave on there. So really, I'm just trying to see if this mower is going to run. I think it will, but let's find out together. I still haven't taken off this rewinder. I need to check under there and make sure that I don't have a mouse nest under there or something like that. So let me get my 3/8 here. I got this one screw off because that's how I got to that linkage there for the automatic governor. And I got two more here. Tighten that up a little bit. There we go. So there's the next little 3/8 head screw. And I got one over here, and I'm going to have to unscrew the screws that hold the dipstick on the side of this rewinder. I just need to look under here and make sure that there isn't something weird going on with wildlife. So let me do a quarter. It's going to take a 1/4 inch here on the back. Just trust me, there's two screws. I'm going to go in and unscrew them. Little tiny ones, and that allows the rewinder to come off without pulling dipstick out. So let's see what we got under here. Catch on that one screw. There we go. All right, just got one wasp nest. That's not too bad. No black widows. There's your wasp nest, which would be kicked around by the flywheel. Don't need that. Let's put that in the trash can, which is, where did you go? Well, I'll just set it over here for now. And then let me look at the make sure. Yeah, that's turning pretty good. It's a little close to me, so I'm gonna re-gap this coil. Just loosen it a little bit. So that's loose enough to where that thing should move. I think it's on the. Yeah, it's on there pretty good. Oh, let me get my clamp here. I've got to hold this. Let me get that away from the spark plug. Hold this down, get that brake off. And now this will turn. Yeah, see that's turning good now, but let's see. Get the there's the magnet. All right, now, if you've seen my other videos, you know that what I do is put up a milk carton. Make 2 little strips of a milk carton, and that sets my air gap on the coil. Well, they're in place. That's the perfect size. I've done hundreds of these, so trust me, it's a perfect gap. It's better than using a business card, in my opinion. The business cards tear up. Sometimes they get stuck in there, but these don't. So that's going to come right on out of there. And now, that gap looks perfect. Okay. Look at this plug, make sure that's even the right, it's even the right number. It's an auto light. And look at the number. It's pretty tight in there. 458, that's the right. Let me look at it and see if the gap is okay. That looks okay. So we're gonna leave that plug in there. Let's see if she fires. Auto light 458. All right, so that's all looking good. All right, no more weird critters. And the rewinder is here. See if it's long. I don't think anybody is shorting it. I'm not going to bother to check the flywheel key because I think it's going to be okay. I'll know when I pull the cord if it's not. But the blade looked okay, and that's kind of a hint. Let's see, why don't you line it up here, people? There we go. That's lining up good. That's lining up good. All right, let me get one. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 3/8 screws. Get one going there. Get one started here. I'm going to put the 2 little quarter inch head screws. Whoops, I want that under there. Come on, you. Let me back this thing out. There we go. Now that's in the right spot. And by the way, I can see the engine code on this mower now. And this mower was made in 2004. So it's only 20 years old. How about that? And I gotta get this piece here. Before I put that one in, as you guys know, I want to put the tank on because I need to swing that governor arm out in order to do that. Now this is a tank, it was one of my previous videos, it wasn't priming. I went in and it had a gasket, a diaphragm, and a gasket, which is wrong. So now it's priming and I've connected everything correctly. So this slides on there like that. Got my little grommet, which is going to turn that way and slip over that crankcase vent. Get it started. Now I can start using this guy on. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's good. And that is lining up pretty good right there. So that's the screw that holds the tank on, and it's lined up pretty good. So let me go ahead and get a screw started there. On you. All right. Okay, now the key piece that we took off earlier. Where did you go? Where did you go? For heaven's sakes, where did I set that thing? Hold on a second, people. Maybe it's under the mower. Nope, don't see it over there. Where are you? Well, that's just weird. Let me walk around a little bit and see if I can find it. Hang on, people. There it is, sitting right in front of me, right there, okay? So this is the piece that's going on now. That covers that linkage. And it has a spacer on the end to protect that tank from being driven in there too far. So I'm gonna slide this in. Let me show you this. I'm gonna slide this in so it covers that linkage and fits right in there between the tank and the engine, right there. Okay, so now, see, it's not wanting to cover, so I gotta move it out. There we go. So that's lined up and that's lined up. So let me set my phone back down so you see what I was doing. Okay, and now I need to get my last little 3/8 screw and the screw that holds, the big one that holds the tank on. And let's see, get this extension here. It'd be nice to have that for a change. So got that one in there. Try and get it started. The one that was laying, that might fit better. Oops. There we go. And okay, now I'm not going to tighten this, so I'm just going to get it started because I want to tighten this tank screw first. And then I can tighten that. Get that thing. There we go. That's going where it's supposed to go. I'm so glad I found my extension. Where is the 1/2? There's a 1/2. Okay, that's on there good. I'm actually going to back it out now. Half a turn and get this one on. This is the 3/8. Okay, so now I'm going to snug the 3/8. Snug. And I'm snugging the 1/2. Snug. That's on there good. And now I can snug up the 3 little screws that hold on the rewinder. And then I will tighten the quarter inch little screws that hold the dipstick on the side of the rewinder on the other side of the machine. So that's in there. Now I can do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then I got the third one on the tank. So that's an extra one. That's good. I need my 1/4 inch socket. These are little screws, so I'm just going to use a hand screwdriver with the socket on the end. It's a 1/4 inch drive. And I'll show you one of the little tricks I use with this thing. Where that screw went, probably on the ground. Yep. Okay, so to get that one started, and it's about 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch away from being tight. I'll do the other one. That's the second screw. Okay, now I'm going to push down on this dipstick with my hand as I tighten these. That makes sure that it's seated on that rubber gasket and didn't get a leak of oil. Okay, so everything's tight, everything's secure. We're going to be starting this thing up here in a minute. Got to get the cord up into the holster. May have to, maybe I'll just slip that under there. Let's try it. You take the plug off, so I want this thing to start, but it's probably not going to. That's good compression, people. That's what we want. There we go. Now let's see if this cord will slip under this little gap. Nope. Okay, get me a. Get that. I don't want to pull that out again. We get a 7/16. Here's my ratchet. There we go. So I'll loosen this thing just so I can get this rope under there. That's probably enough. Let's try it. Yep, that's enough. Okay, now I can cinch this thing back down. And I think I wanted that right in there. 7/16 cycle. There we go. I sort of want to hit that with a hammer. Make sure it doesn't slip out. So I guess I could slip it this way a little bit. Let's see. There's still a little gap there, which I don't want. Let me try that. This is not ideal. Okay, I think that'll be all right. So get the spark plug wire, and you guys are probably saying it's not going to start and run because he hasn't installed the carburetor spring, but you are right. This tiny little thing right here is what provides the tension to that that little throttle V. And somebody's bent this a little too much to slow it down below standard, so I'm going to bend it a little bit back because I don't think that's where it's going to go. Maybe not all the way, but let's try this. So we're going to take the little end and put it through the hole, little tiny hole right there. And I'll show you that in a second. And then this goes right in there into that end there, okay? Now let me grab the camera so you can see this. I don't have the air filter on there, and I don't want it on there right now because I'm checking this thing. Okay, so that spring right there is what pulls the throttle that way open. And then the governor of the engine, if it starts revving up too fast, it'll pull it this way and start slowing her down. And on these engines, instead of the air vane, this spring tension is really very tight. On the old-fashioned ones, this little thing really almost flops around. But this is snug, this is tight. Maybe a little too tight, so I'm gonna come back a little way because I don't know who had this before, but they really had some tension on that thing. Maybe they were right, I don't know. Okay, that's still maybe too tight. But we'll know in a minute. Let's see. I'm gonna go a little bit more. See what that feels like. That might be better. Okay, so we're gonna walk out here with this mower and make sure it primes. I'll show you this now. I've got some fuel in here. Let me check, make sure. Ooh, there's not much. I may have to put a little bit more, but let's see if it primes with the amount I've got in there. You hear that? It's going. There we go. So it's gonna prime. I hope you saw that. Let me get this toolbox out of the way, and we're gonna go out here and crank this thing up. Coming down off the operating table. Man, oh man, look at this big old mower. I love these old mowers with the big wheels. Let me get my tripod. I might need that. have to check these wheels because that one's a little wonky on the right. But they're ball bearings, so I don't think they'll be seized up or anything. Bear with me until we get out here. I'll try to walk a little faster, but in case this thing smokes, I don't want it to smoke up the neighborhood right out here next to everybody's house. Going out to the proving grounds. Out here where the grass is really short. Don't want anything interfering with this pull, especially at this stage, right? Let me turn her that away. Maybe away from the sun, sort of. Oh, there's Farah. Let's see what she's gonna do. Okay, so she's got a tank and carburetor installed. I got the string off the blade, got a new kill cable on there. Let's see what happens.